If you can't fall asleep, you might want to make like a cobra or bend like a dog. Hi, I'm Veronica with WatchMojo.com, and today yoga instructor Jen Laroque is showing us some postures for a better night's sleep.
I'm going to give you a few quick kind of forward bends. So I was saying in general, forward bends are going to be something that are going to calm the hormones in the body, calm the nervous system, the adrenals. So all we're going to do is just place the hands, place the feet or the legs parallel to each other and hip width apart. And you can even spread the toes so that everything's active. And now even make the legs super active so the muscles hug onto the bones of the legs all the way around, and even push the thigh bones down. Okay, place the hands down behind you, and then even lift the heart, lengthen the spine. And now you're welcome to stay here, but the more that you fold, probably the better. Keep the shoulder blades onto the back and slowly with the heart move forward. And you can just bring the hands wherever they go, or if you can even, touch your toes, that's fine. If you have just gotten up out of bed, what you can do is place a pillow maybe over your legs or a few pillows and stack them so that you can simply just lie over completely supported. Another one, you come back up, it's gonna be the similar thing. You're gonna take the right foot back, you're gonna bend the knee, and you're gonna bring the back leg parallel to the back of your mat. So bring it back just a little bit, yeah. And then you're just gonna once again take a breath in, long spine, and on the exhale then, bow forward, and you just go to where you can go, to where is comfortable. Actually, another even option to this is if you just bow right in the V of the legs, and you can place again pillows or whatever is going to make you the most comfortable, even a blanket that's folded, just be creative, especially if either you're just going to bed or you've just kind of, needed to really, really get up out of bed. What I'm going to do for Veronica here is place the blanket right across the mat. So bring the knees onto the blanket and bring the knees wide. So mounds of the big toes together, and then you're gonna take the bolster, you're gonna bring it between the legs, and on the exhale, just bow over and walk the hands forward. And what you can do here more is keep the elbows close into you so that it becomes more of a cozy pose, and you can turn your head to the right or to the left. Minimum 3 minutes, chill out, relax, bring the breath evenly into the front of the body, evenly into the back of the body. And then, when you're ready, where the hands are, push the hands into the earth, and then you come all the way up. The next pose that we're going to do is called supported bound angle, or supported Baddha Konasana. So the bolster, the blanket's going to stay the same, but the bolster you're going to pull back, and then Veronica is going to come and just kind of sit right here. And you're going to place the lower back right up against the bolster. Now, the bolster sometimes can be too rounded for the lower back, so it doesn't need to be a bolster. It can be blankets that you have on your bed. It can be a bunch of blankets that you're simply folding up. And then what Veronica's gonna do is just take a breath in, bring the bottoms of the feet together. She's gonna bring them quite close to the body, and again, if you can't bring them close in, not a problem if you have knee pain or any sort of pain. And then you're just gonna, once again, breathe in, breath in, and on the exhale, just lean back. So you can just walk back with your hands. You're gonna open the palms up towards the ceiling. Does this feel pretty good? Yeah. So here, sometimes there can be an extra bit of either tension, or for some people, depending on the flexibility of your hips, there can be a little bit too much kind of stretch on the inner thigh. So what I'm gonna do is take this blanket and just fold it and support it underneath the knees. So you're gonna hold this for somewhere, minimum 3 minutes if you can do it. Up until 10 minutes if you want, depending on how good or not good you feel here. And then when you're ready, you're simply going to bring the knees in to center, and you're going to make your way onto your right or to your left side, and then come up to sitting slowly. What I'm going to have Veronica do now is something called Vipariti Karani. It means legs up the wall. So it pretty much is the name. So what I'm going to have Veronica do is lie in a fetal position with the bum up close to the wall. You're going to have a blanket somewhere kind of close to you, lengthwise across the mat. And so she's not going to bring the buttocks too close to the wall. You're going to be just a little bit of a space. And again, don't stress yourself out about this kind of stuff, because you're here to relax. So there's not much you can do super wrong here, okay? So now she's just gonna turn and she's gonna keep the legs straight and lift the legs straight up the wall. So the feet can either be close or they can be hip width apart. If you push your feet into the wall, we'll just show everybody, the blanket can be too far forward and then lower down. And this means that the pelvis doesn't have a chance to drop and settle. That's what you want. And then it can also be too far back where the bum is like almost coming off of the blanket. So you want somewhere in the middle. It's always about finding balance, right? So where the lower back, the sacrum settles into the blanket and there's a little bit of a drop of the leg bones into the pelvis. If you're having somebody do restorative with you, they can, give you a nice little push, but if you can try to let the shoulders roll back and the arm bones roll back, that's beautiful. And you can close the eyes and settle. I had an amazing teacher that used to swear by this if she got small amounts of sleep and really needed kind of a pick-me-up, that when she did this for 15 minutes, it would equal about 2 hours sleep, and I think it's documented somewhere. But anyway, so I would suggest this pose for somewhere of like 3 to 5 minutes, just before you go to bed is one of those restorative poses. Try not to do it, for 10 minutes might be a little bit long. Now to get out of the pose, Veronica's simply gonna bring the knees into the chest and then roll to the side. You can even take a moment, settle with the arm or the hands right underneath the head. So remember, like in our days, we rush and we move and we stress about big things and small things. So remember that you're trying to chill out, you're trying to settle. And so just take your time, just stay in the moment. And on your own time, you can use both hands to push yourself into the earth and then come up to sitting. And that should be a good kind of beginning to your sleep problems.